they do know when they hear the bell ring that we throw out some food. So I'm going to ring it real quick and get some more hungry monkeys over here.
They're coming from everywhere. They're like.
You see it on the rope, Patricia? See it?
Get it, monkeys! None of them are swimming yet.
There will be.
Oh, they just pick it out.
Alright, once again, good afternoon and welcome. Now these kind of monkeys that you see here are the ones that we call Java macaques. They're also known as a crab-eating macaque. Now the first name that they get Java macaque is because they're from an island called Java off the southern coast of Indonesia. On the island of Java, their natural diet consists of crab and shrimp, so hence their second name, crab-eating macaques. And of course, crab is found in the water, so needless to say, these guys do swim to get their food. An interesting fact a lot of people don't know is that all monkeys can actually swim. Most monkeys don't like the water and they'll avoid it at all costs, and that's why people don't associate it with swimming. But these guys love the water. A lot of times on hot days, you'll see some of the younger ones throw themselves in the water to cool down, or they might wrestle each other, or even play around and chase some of the fish. But normally we get the older ones to go swimming for the treats that we give them, which are these hard-boiled eggs. So I'm going to toss out a couple of these so we can get an example of them taking a swim for us. These monkeys were brought here back in 1933 by Joseph Dumont. Joseph Dumont is the original owner of Monkey Jungle. And he wanted to study the primate's behavior here in a semi-natural environment rather than going back and forth from Florida to Indonesia to study them. So he imported 6 of them from their natural habitat here in a 7-acre compound, which is very similar to their native environment, so he knew they knew very well. Now, as I mentioned a second ago, we have a little over 150 of these monkeys here, and all of them were descendants of the original 6 that were let loose here over 70 years ago, so they have a pretty big population established. So what Joseph wanted to study specifically was the social behavior of these monkeys. It's based off of what's called a dominance hierarchy, or better known as a pecking order. And what this means is that within this group of monkeys here, there's actually a leader, and he'll be the most dominant member of the group, or what we call the alpha male. Underneath the alpha male, there's a monkey number 2 in charge, and underneath monkey number 2, there's a less dominant, but still very important monkey number 3, and so forth, all the way down to the last member of the troop. So everybody here has a rank to play to. Now the alpha male of this group is this big guy at the top over here. His name is Sputnik, that guy up there. He's the alpha male of the group. Now, being an alpha, he has certain responsibilities he has to hold to the rest of the members in the troop. One of these responsibilities is to maintain the social order within his group. So if there's a fight or a dispute that breaks out between these monkeys, it's his job to go over there and break it up and end it, make sure it doesn't get too serious. That way none of those monkeys within his group hurt each other. Also, a lot of times, the lower ranking members, they might step out of line to test the ranks and see if they might be able to gain a position or so. When it's the alpha
I saw the
male's
baby,
job
so
to
I
go over there and
recorded it.
smack him around a little bit and put him right back in his place and make sure that he doesn't step out of line again. Now, aside from these responsibilities, he gets a fair share of rewards. One of the rewards is his first choice of pretty much anything that's important to them. This could be the first choice of where to sit, first choice of where to sleep at, first choice of what food he's going to eat and how much of the food is he going to eat. And also very important to the males would be the first choice of females within their group. Now, a lot of people ask me, how does the monkey actually get their rank? And there's several factors involved into this. The first one would be the maternal association, or in other words, with their mother. The way this works is if it's a baby of a high-ranking female in that group, then that baby generally grows up to be a higher-ranking monkey. They kind of consider him like a prince. But if it's the baby of a lower-ranking female in the group, then of course that monkey will generally grow up to be a lower-ranking monkey. Now, those ranks can always change depending upon their political alliances, basically who their friends are, and then how many of these friends do they have. So the way they move up in rank is when they're growing up and they get anywhere in between a year to 3 years old, they start to roughhouse and wrestle with each other, very similar to how children do in a playground. This is where they make and break most of their friendships and relationships. So at that time, if they befriend some of these high-ranking monkeys, and they earn their respect by proving that they're dominant over that younger age group, then through that political alliance factor, they move up in rank as they get older. But if they don't take the opportunity to earn that respect when they're young and little, then they have to fight for it when they get older. And that's why when you walk through the park, you'll see a lot of them with scars on their back, or maybe even open wounds, because they fight pretty often. Now, the other way that a monkey moves up in rank is actually by defeating the alpha male. What happens to the old alpha is he then has to assume the subordinate position, not only to the new monkey that overthrew him, but also to any other monkeys that the new guy brings into the troop as well. So the alpha could very easily go from being monkey number 1 you guys walk through the park, you're going to see them pick through each other's fur. This is a behavior that we call grooming. A lot of people assume that when they're grooming each other, they're looking for parasites or insects, like maybe fleas, ticks, gnats, flies, anything like that. And they'll gladly eat whatever they find on each other, but you'll be surprised to know that they're actually very clean, and for the most part, they're free of any parasites. So what they're really looking for is dandruff. The reason why is because when the monkeys sweat, the salt from their sweat gets absorbed by these little particles of dandruff, and then it's like a salty snack for them, kind of like a sweat chip or something. It's pretty gross. But more important than that, the grooming process helps create and cement bonds between the monkeys within their group. Sometimes the groups can be pretty large, over 100 members. So they get to know one another, they groom each other. Now the lifespan of a Java can be up to about 35 years, so they can live to be pretty old.